Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So 26-year-old Ohio resident Adrian Schmidt posted on Facebook on December 31st of 2020, and he wrote, quote, "Headed to the Capitol in 6 days, hashtag save the Republic." So on January 6th, Schmidt headed to the Capitol before Donald Trump's speech even ended, and he was among the first group to breach the grounds at Peace Circle. So Schmidt maneuvered to the front of the mob. He was seen screaming at the police, and then he took part in overrunning the officers and the barricades, and he advanced further onto the restricted grounds. So Schmidt was then seen standing on a retaining wall. He was pointing and he was yelling, "Whose house? Our house." A short time after that, Schmidt hopped over metal fencing and he approached the next line of officers who were on the West Plaza. So again, Schmidt made his way to the front lines. He recorded a video in which he pointed at the ground and he said, quote, "We're right here. Whose platform? Our platform." He was then seen and he was heard also in another person's video, and he had his hands cupped around his mouth. He repeatedly chanted "honorless." The prosecutor said the mob became more confrontational and violent right around that time. And then Schmidt was seen pushing against officers' riot shields and against the barricades that they were trying to hold in place. So after pushing against the police and their shields for more than 90 minutes, Schmidt was seen illegally entering the Capitol. He entered through the Upper West Terrace door. Schmidt walked through 2 areas of the building and then he exited. So he was inside only for about 6 minutes. But Schmidt re-entered the building about a half hour later, and that time he remained inside for 15 minutes more. So he's finally forced out by the police, and Schmidt was seen on the Capitol grounds until that evening. So that night, Schmidt sent a text message to someone and he said, quote, "Hey, we had a blast. I got pepper sprayed and shot with rubber bullets also. Had a flashbang went off right by my ear. Never felt closer to death, but never had a better time." And then in another text, Schmidt wrote, quote, "We can't stand for this rigged election." And then in a Facebook post, Schmidt said, quote, "Third World Banana Republic elections received Third World Banana Republic results. Don't like it? Then redress your government." Or actually he wrote, "You are government," with an apostrophe R-E. "But I'll tell you right now, thousands of people standing on a lawn will change nothing, as it means nothing to a group of people that would rig an election. Well, they heard us today. They felt us in their bones with every step they took as they fled the building that they have gotten way too comfortable in." And then he added a shrugging emoji. And just a couple months ago, the FBI discovered new footage of Schmidt showing him picking up some sort of cylindrical shaped object and throwing it at the officers. Now, prosecutors believe it was a selfie stick. Unfortunately, that video wasn't found until after Schmidt accepted a plea deal. So he was asked about it in his post-plea interview, and Schmidt tried to downplay his actions at the Capitol. Schmidt falsely claimed that the police gave him permission to enter the building, and he denied throwing anything at the police, despite the obvious, evidence that they had, video evidence, which proves he's totally full of it. So Schmidt was arrested on July 28th of 2023, and he was charged with civil disorder, entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and parading or demonstrating in a Capitol building. In May of 2024, Schmidt pleaded guilty to the felony charge of civil disorder, so he faced up to 5 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and a fine of up to $250,000. The prosecutor, though, requested only 14 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. And that was at the high end of the federal sentencing guidelines, but it's still pretty weak, especially when you consider he has a lengthy history of committing violent crimes. So in 2011, while Schmidt was still underage, he took a plea deal for domestic violence. The following year, he committed the same crime, although the prosecutor didn't say how that case was settled out. In 2014, while still a minor, Schmidt was prosecuted for assault. 2015, Schmidt was charged with breaking and entering. Again, he was still underage at the time of that prosecution. Then in 2016, while again still a minor, Schmidt was charged with domestic violence again. He took a break from his violent crimes for a while, it seems, until the Capitol attack. But then in 2023, Schmidt was arrested again and charged with aggravated menacing. So obviously he was an adult this time. He ended up taking another plea deal for that misdemeanor crime of civil, or actually he pleaded it down to disorderly conduct. So the prosecutor noted that in each previous case, Schmidt was given a second and eventually a seventh chance. So they asked for, please, no more. So U.S. District Judge Anna Reyes presided over Schmidt's case, and she's been hit and miss with these January 6 defendants, but in the end, she sentenced Schmidt to only 14 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. So she gave the prosecutor everything they asked for, but I still think it's weak. Let's just hope this isn't one that Trump gives a pardon to. You know, even if he does, though, I can almost guarantee we're going to be hearing more about Schmidt again. And this won't be his last time in court, because clearly this guy has issues he has not dealt with. So I will let you know if I hear any more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.